This content is brought to you by BEC Financial Technologies, developing and operating IT for Danish banks.
Hello everyone. My name is Krzysztof Moszyński, and my presentation today will not be on programming, but it will be on a very relevant topic, and I will present it in a way that's approachable for programmers in particular. The topic is how to debug your mind, building practical wisdom. So first, a few words about me. I'm an excellence coach. I help people achieve excellence in many different areas of their lives. I'm also a multi-tool software developer at this wonderful company called Xfang. So I do various technologies. When I go into a project, I learn all the technologies in this project. I like learning stuff in general. And I'm also the president of the Thriving Individuals Foundation, which is also about self-improvement and growth. So let's analyze the feedback process that we have when we are programming. We have some program failure, like a bug or test failure. Then the second stage is debugging, finding the causes of the failure. We think this allows us to improve our understanding of the program, which in turn helps us fix the program, and the program doesn't fail in the same way. Perhaps it will fail in a different way. It works better. So now we may ask a question, because this is about wisdom, not programs. What is wisdom? So maybe we can use the same process to develop wisdom. So this is the definition from American Dictionary, which I like. It's basically the ability to make good judgments based on experience. So it's practical. It's experience-based. It can be, of course, other people's experience. It creates some mental models. It creates some common sense that we can use in our lives to analyze reality around us. Because reality is complex, we need to simplify it so we can make decisions. It's unscientific. You don't need to make a scientific paper on it. But it's very practical. It helps us make good choices in our lives. So now, the feedback process for life, for creating wisdom. We experience some failure, some suffering. This is the trigger. Then we reflect on the causes of this suffering. Why did we fail? What happened? This reflection, this moment of reflection, which is very important, allows us to improve our mental models, bringing our understanding of reality closer to the practical reality. This allows us then to fix our patterns of action. So we think better, so we act better, and the result is not repeating the same mistakes over and over. There is less suffering. There are still problems, but these problems are more preferable problems. Like before you had bad problems, now you have better problems. You still need to solve problems. This is life. Let's not forget. So the question is, what mistakes, what obstacles could get in the way of this process? And there are several ones. Maybe you can, okay? No ideas? Okay, let's continue. So the first, of course, the first mistake is where the trigger lies. So the first mistake is avoiding challenges. Avoiding negative feedback in general. If we avoid suffering, if we avoid challenges, the whole process cannot start. We cannot become wise from experiences if you have no experiences. So think about a typical person in a modern society. Many of us are kind of like spoiled children. chasing after comfort and pleasure and avoiding any type of difficulty or suffering. But could this ever lead to wisdom? Could this ever lead to growth? Like I used to be actually addicted to video games, so I used to chase this pleasure, this comfort, and avoid suffering through that. So I understand it well. But lack of challenge makes us brittle. Lack of challenge makes us unprepared to face challenges in the future. And we can avoid suffering for a while, but then we face the suffering that we cannot avoid and it all explodes. So the solution is to unfortunately expose ourselves to hardships, to challenges, to suffering. And we can do this through, for example, learning to appreciate it, learning to source pleasure from it. The example is weightlifting. I do a lot of weightlifting, as you can probably see. And I really love it. I love the feeling itself. Like I've learned to appreciate the feeling of pain and challenge, and this helps me grow. So, however, even if you avoid suffering, you will still have some suffering in your lives. So the next mistake has to do with our reaction to the suffering. When we face with the fact that our model of reality is wrong, that we have failed, we are failing, something is not working, some people become very stubborn. Some people double down on their unrealistic model of reality because they are so attached to this vision that they cannot appreciate reality telling them you're wrong. So this can lead to people repeating the same mistake, hitting the same wall again and again, and suffering in the same way again and again, because they prefer to deny the reality. I used to actually think that caring for your looks is something shallow, something that you shouldn't do, and I used to think that I am better than everyone else because I didn't do this. So I would make myself look very untidy. And when people told me that, hey, you could maybe improve this or that, where maybe something better, I would become even more stubborn and make myself even more stubbornly untidy. But this was not really good. This was just being arrogant. This was just ignoring the reality. So it hurts our pride and ego, but we need to accept the life's lessons. We need to learn to love the truth that the life gives us, even if the truth is painful. So the third mistake is kind of similar to the second one. When we see suffering, we do not reflect on it. Some people are kind of like this beautiful camel. When they face suffering, they will not reflect on why it happened. They just carry the burden. People who are familiar with Nietzsche may recognize this camel. And there is time and place for enduring suffering. However, if we want to achieve wisdom, if we want to become wiser, to have less pain, less unneeded suffering in our lives, then we need to think, reflect. And the fourth mistake is not internalizing the knowledge. For knowledge to become wisdom, it needs to be practical. It needs to be applied in our lives. So this issue, when we are not applying our knowledge, this means that the knowledge is still shallow. It's not practical. And I sometimes catch myself doing this mistake when I speak on self-improvement related topics. I will speak on a topic, and after the talk, I think, well, I'm still not applying this and this and that. I'm talking about this, but I'm not applying it. However, there is a solution to strongly practice the new knowledge until it becomes second nature. Then, once we see that we live the knowledge, then it became wisdom. So, how to move it into practice? I've developed a model that is based on the older self-coaching model. And this is how every pattern of thought and action works. So circumstances, some situation, some trigger, plus our beliefs create certain thoughts in our minds. These cause feelings. These feelings trigger actions, and the actions lead to results. And we could end, and results shape our destiny. So by analyzing our behaviors through this model, we can analyze, we can understand, and change, perhaps, how we react. And, of course, everything starts from changing our beliefs. This is, by the way, a model that I very often use with my clients. So the circumstances are the same. And the beliefs are the main difference from which everything else stems up, sources. English is difficult. Anyway, that's about it. We change our entire patterns of thinking and action, leading to possibly better results. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Warsaw.